G'day Australia, Coram E here, retailer, entrepreneur. I'm here today to tell you a little bit about one of the greatest scams of the modern commerce world. It's the EFTPOS machine. Now, you would have seen a lot of ads out there, right, over the years on the radio, on TV. Oh, use PayPass, tap and go, so fast, so convenient. Now, the reason people are paying for advertising to promote this service is not out of the kindness of their hearts and to save you a little time in your day. It's because a fee is charged every time you tap with PayPass on your watch, on your card, anytime you tap and go. This is a transaction that's not handled directly by the bank, but it's handled by a third client. So if that's correct, even if you have using a debit card, so Visa debit, MasterCard debit card, this is linked to your money. You're not spending credit, but the transaction is handled by a third party other than your bank, and that third party charges a fee. Now, depending on the merchant that you're spending with, if that merchant has, let's say they have a Commonwealth bank account and they've got a Commonwealth EFTPOS terminal, if you spend and you tap and pay pass at that merchant with that Commonwealth terminal, the merchant will get charged a fee. So the business you're spending at gets slammed, usually about 1.2%, sometimes higher. If you are shopping at a business that has something like SmartPay, which is what we've recently switched to, the business doesn't get charged the fee, you get charged the fee. Either way, there's a fee involved when you tap and go. And if you're spending someone else's money, as in credit, instead of your check or savings, then you are someone's paying a fee. Now, a lot of merchants have wisened up to that. We can't afford to absorb all these fees. There's simply too many, and it's costing thousands of dollars a month, which translates into someone's job. So by not paying these bank fees, I'm actually able to hire another young employee that we can train and develop and get into the workforce. And that's a much better contribution to society than hocking fees off to some overseas banking magnate. So we've abolished fees in our business, and we're encouraging you to do the same by not tapping and pay waving and pay passing. If you insert your card for credit, for savings or check account, then it's just a tiny nominal surcharge of 30 cents for the transaction fee instead of 1.2%. So if you're making a big purchase, it's a 30-cent fee. It's nothing. But if you're tapping, whether you're doing it at any merchant, someone is paying a fee, either the merchant or you. And a lot of merchants, are wisening up to this, deciding they can't afford to absorb these costs, would rather put those funds back into their own business instead of lining the pockets of bankers. So they're switching to these types of terminals where the fee is charged to the user of the card, which makes sense, right? The convenience is there for you, so the fee should be charged to the person who it's convenient for the most. So in our business, we take EFT payments, zero fees. We take check or savings, not tap and go or PayPass, which is a tiny nominal 30-cent fee. But if you're going to tap and go or PayPass and use credit in the stores, there's going to be a fee paid. And this has always been the way, but it's been a big secret and what I think is a major scam. These banks are out there promoting PayPass, promoting tap and go, so that you tap, and they're getting 1% of every transaction in the country every day. Imagine the revenue. It boggles the mind. But they're not doing it. They're not promoting tap and go to save you a couple of seconds. They're promoting tap and go so they can get their fee from you or from merchants. So hope you've learnt something. That's a little bit of the information from the back end of a business and why we no longer support paying bank fees. Use your own money. Pay with savings or check instead of credit and save a bunch in fees.